Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Here's practice exercise 3 in our SolidWorks Beginner Series. This series is perfect for beginners or anyone looking to strengthen their 3D modeling skills. We'll start with the basics and move step by step into simple 3D models. On our channel, we consistently upload tutorials, tips, and tricks, so you can stay connected and keep improving your skills. You'll also find videos on different CAD software, helping you learn new tools and workflows along the way. If you have any questions related to CAD, feel free to comment. I'll be happy to help. Alright, here's the starting interface. Since we're creating a 3D model, we'll start by opening a new part file. Click on New Tool, or simply use the Ctrl+N. Then, choose Part and confirm with OK. And that's it. You're now in the part modeling environment, ready to start designing. Before we start modeling, let's take a quick look at the drawing preview. Here you can see the overall shape and the key dimensions that we'll be using. We'll begin by sketching the base profile, and then slowly build up the rest of the parts step by step. So take a moment to go through the drawing. Let's begin by creating the base feature. We'll start from the front side, drawing a rectangle with a length of 64 mm and a width of 19 mm. Once the rectangle is defined, we'll extrude it to a depth of 100 mm to form the base of the model. Now let's jump right in and create it step by step. Before we dive into modeling, let's take a quick moment to ensure our unit system is set to millimeters. This step might seem small, but it's crucial for maintaining consistency and accuracy throughout the design process. Alright, now let's get started with the base feature. On the Feature Manager tree, select the front plane and then click on Sketch. You'll notice that the front plane becomes active. That means it's now our sketching surface. Next, let's create the base profile. Head over to the Sketch tab and choose the Center Rectangle tool. Now, click right on the origin. That'll be our rectangle's center point. Then move your cursor outward to define the rectangle's size and click once more to place it. Perfect. Now we'll move on to adding dimensions, and this is where precision really matters. Activate the Smart Dimension tool. Click on one of the horizontal lines of the rectangle and set its length to 64 mm. Then, click on one of the vertical lines and set its width to 19 mm. Once both dimensions are applied, take a look at the sketch. You'll see it turns fully defined. That black color indicates that our sketch is completely constrained, and we're good to move forward. Now, let's turn this 2D sketch into a 3D model. Go to the Features tab and select Extruded Boss Base. Under the Direction 1 drop-down, choose Blind, and make sure to flip the direction if needed. Set the extrusion depth to 100 mm and then confirm with the green tick. And that's it. Our base feature is now complete. From here, we'll build our rest of the model. Now we'll create a cutout in the base feature. If you look at the drawing, you'll notice a rectangular portion that needs to be removed. It measures 50 by 6 mm and goes through the full depth of the base. First, select the front surface of the base and click on Sketch. Once active, choose the Corner Rectangle tool. Move your cursor to the lower edge of the base, click to define the first corner, then move away and click again to place the opposite corner of the rectangle. Now, let's apply the dimensions. Set the length to 50 mm and the width to 6 mm. Next, set the distance between this vertical line and this vertical edge of the base to 7 mm. Once all dimensions are in place, the sketch will become fully defined. Now go to the Features tab, select Extruded Cut, set the direction to Through All, and confirm with the green tick. Next, we'll add another Extruded Boss feature on top of the base. From the drawing, you can see the total length of this boss is the same as the base, but the width is 38 mm. The total depth of the entire model is 44 mm, while the base is only 19 mm thick, leaving 25 mm for the new extrusion. So select the top surface of the base and click Sketch. Using the corner rectangle tool, start from the top left corner of the base and extend the rectangle to the right side. Now apply the dimension. Set the width to 38 millimeters. The length is already defined by the base, so once this is done, the sketch should be fully defined. Next, go to the Features tab, select Extruded Boss Base, choose Blind, set the depth to 25 millimeters, and confirm with the green tick. Now we'll create a trapezoidal cut on this new feature. According to the drawing, it has two parallel lines of 24 and 38 millimeters, connected with angled lines. The lower end of this trapezoid is 13 millimeters away from the edge, and the upper end is 20 millimeters away. We'll cut this to a depth of 13 millimeters from the new extrusion. Select the top surface of the extruded boss and click Sketch. Using the Line tool, draw the trapezoid shape as shown in the drawing. Make sure all lines are connected to form a closed profile. Now, let's apply the dimensions. Set the top length to 24 millimeters. The bottom length to 38 millimeters. And from the lower end point to the vertical edge to 13 millimeters. The distance from the upper end point to the vertical edge to 20 millimeters. Once completed, the sketch becomes fully defined. Now go to the Features tab, select Extruded Cut, choose Blind, set the depth to 13 millimeters, and confirm with the green tick. Now we'll move on to creating two M6 holes, each 20 millimeters deep, on this extruded feature. First, we'll create reference points to define their locations. Select the top surface of the extruded feature and click Sketch. Choose the Point tool and place 2 points roughly where you want the holes to be. Apply a horizontal constraint to align the points. Now let's apply the dimensions. For the first point, set the distance from the horizontal edge to 13 millimeters and from the vertical edge to 10 millimeters. For the second point, define the distance from the vertical edge to 10 millimeters. Once the points are fully defined, exit the sketch. Go to the Features tab and select the Hole Wizard tool. In the Type tab, choose Hole, set Standard to ANSI metric, type to Screw Clearance. For the hole size, select M6. Under End Condition, choose Blind, enter 20 millimeters for depth, and select Depth up to Tip. Then switch to the Positions tab. Click the top face of the model where we place the points, and click on the points to place the holes. Confirm with the green tick. Finally, let's create a slot cut in the base. From the drawing, the slot has a width of 18 millimeters. A length between arc centers of 20 millimeters, and it cuts through the entire depth of the base. Select the top surface of the base and click Sketch. Select the Straight Slot tool. Move your cursor to the origin and move vertically upward while referencing it. You'll notice dashed lines appear, indicating the vertical constraint is active. Click once to define the first point, then move vertically upward again, and click to define the second point. Next, move your cursor slightly away from it and click once more to set the slot width. Now, let's apply the dimensions. Set the slot width to 18 millimeters. The length between the two arc centers to 20 millimeters. And the distance between the upper arc center point and the horizontal edge to 22 millimeters. After applying all dimensions, the sketch turns fully defined. Now go to the Features tab, choose Extruded Cut, set it to Through All, and confirm with the green tick. That's it. We've finished the model. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next practice exercise. You can also check the playlist for more 3D modeling tutorials and keep improving step by step. See you in the next one!